The inspiration is, I mean, it's a lot of, my co-writer Donnie's personal, experience is in the movie, but as a film, I think that one of the biggest inspirations is like Slacker and movies like that that sort of break the conventional structure of a movie and kind of show that you don't really have to follow the rules when it comes to that. That being said, within that, I wanted to make a movie that actually kind of does follow a lot of the rules in a certain way, like emotionally. So while it's trying to do a lot and experiment a lot, I think that we're also really leaning into these very traditional kind of relationship, friendship, human storylines that everyone can hopefully relate to, even as we're playing around a lot with the format of it.
Jack's a funny guy, and it's. I do know him well, but I never get to see it written down. He makes these weird off-kilter jokes when we're in conversation in random parties or these mixer thingies. But to see it all written on paper, it hits you hard. I loved it. You're a funny guy, Jack. Thanks.
Well, Jack's my cousin first and foremost, so there's a lot of history there. And
Jack's my cousin.
wow,
Yeah.
so we're cousins,
Is that
long
legal?
lost. A lot of history of doing a lot of dumb, funny acts, plays, movies, videos, weird stuff. And yeah, I know him. I know all the guys in his, crew, and they make awesome work. And like Dom said, fun and funny
Boom.
and fun to be around more than anything.
Um, I don't. I was just excited to read something that was unlike anything I'd ever read before, and I mean, before meeting Jack, I felt like the script didn't take itself too seriously, and then meeting Jack definitely confirmed that, and I just, yeah, he obviously, I really liked his ideas and found him very smart, and the things he we were talking about was very thought provoking, but he also seemed just really cool and like someone I'd want to hang out with, not even if we were doing a movie. So it was a combination of things, and
I feel like no one knows maybe the story. I read the script and I fucking loved it. I was like, what is this? Who is this guy? Like, I think it's so interesting. I met with him and then I didn't get the part. They like cast someone else, which I love. And I was like, oh, fuck. I'm like, okay, whatever. This is cool. This is cool. And then that actress like had to drop out for scheduling. And so they had to like crawl back and be like, so remember when we like didn't offer you the role? Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna fucking do it. Like, I mean, amen. But it was kind of a first for me to be like, I don't know. It was a cool rejection story. I forgot about that
That
one.
is not how it went down.
talk your shit.
It's all good. We're all storytellers here at Sundance, we-
You got a hot tip, by the way. No one has that story.
yeah. I love you, Jenna.
Love you too, man. I'm here. I'm here to support.
There's the reading of the script, which obviously is a crucial element, and was, I mean, this script is just exploding with absurdity and really, smart and cutting critiques and deep humanity and love and connectedness. So there's all of that, which was done in a way I'd never read before and was really exciting. And then there's just the do I have an urge to play this part for whatever reason? And I can never really tell you why I do or don't. Um, it just seemed fun. It seemed like something to kind of sink your teeth into. And then talking to Jack on the phone, I could tell that it would be fun and that, yes, not taking oneself too seriously, but being deeply committed to having not just a good time, but making something meaningful, So that's a pretty stellar combination of stuff.
We got to do some rehearsal time. We did, yeah, for this part of the movie. These three goons over here. I think it was really important to me, even to do as much rehearsal as possible, especially in the sections of the movie that kind of play out a little bit longer and are a little bit less reliant on some of the editing and stuff. But also, I mean, even for the parts of the movie that we didn't get to do a lot of pre-rehearsal time, we still got to, I think we carved out a lot of time when we were on set to try to work the material and give ourselves space. That was really important to me. We were definitely moving fast. This was an indie movie, and it was sort of like bursting at the seams in terms of the schedule of it all. But I always really tried to prioritize that as much as I could, and I think I tried to leave that. I'm coming from a music video. I feel like I'm like, oh, like I'm not getting my crazy shots off, in this scene. And then I'm like watching The Godfather, and like half the movie is just like close-ups of two people talking or whatever. So I think, yeah, I'm really glad that I sort of was always trying to center it more on the scene work. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, how did you guys feel about the rehearsal process? That was fun, I think.
I mean, we rehearsed more than I feel like I've rehearsed for anything other than the first movie I did. But I really enjoyed, I wouldn't say maybe for everything rehearsing, but because there's so just kind of, it's a lot of talking. And there's, at least for us, I feel like there's
all we did was talk.
a lot of,
Screamed at you.
yeah, a lot of
Sorry
talking,
about that.
screaming, conversing.
Used to a lot.
But they're like very normal conversations, but there's so much unsaid within those conversations, and I don't know, it's the word when it's a simple conversation, but it's about something much bigger, and it's about finding how to, I don't know, dig into those, like, yeah, that's the subtext.
What a word! You pulled that out.
Big
Bars.
brain.
But
Also, Gabby mentioned
Yeah.
earlier about the collaborative aspect of working on the movie, which I thought was huge. I mean, again, I'm coming from not doing anything before, but I heard people, thank you so much, I appreciate it. But doing the rehearsals, even having the slightest opportunity to have a little input, I don't
Or a
think I
lot
would
of
have said
input.
it like that. I would say it like this, or I don't like that word. Or, the conspiracy theories where we got to like, he allowed me to tweak them and things that was really special, and I heard other actors saying that it was a really unique experience, and I think that was huge.
Dude, I remember being in that Cantor's. Was it at Cantor's?
Oh,
I've never laughed that fucking hard.
yeah.
Just listening to this man talk over these waffles, just complaining about the food, I was dying. And we were so tired. It was like so late. Delirious.
10 plates of
Oh,
pastrami
yeah,
eggs.
dude. He did not.
It was
Man.
awesome. Hilarious.
Truth serum, because you got to the real shit in that scene.
Yeah, dude, he really had to after that.
But
It
it's
was a
just
good
working
time.
with Jack and all the guys, everybody on that set. I don't mean guys, I mean all the dudes, everybody.
Yeah.
Guys, dude.
Dudes, it could be
Yeah.
anybody.
Eating
It
bugs.
was just fun.
Dude, I saw a headline about the bugs that's really coming true
Of
now.
course it's
That
going
shit
true.
killed me, dude.
Oh,
They
yeah.
want you to eat bugs.
Oh, yeah.
I've
is
been
awful.
eating
In
bugs.
on that shit.
No more meat.
That's a survival mechanism.
I can't wait to watch this shit tonight, dude.
It was sad. It felt very right. I don't know. I feel like I've always wanted to storm out of a bowling alley and like rip into a man. I feel like I finally was delivered the opportunity, and it was so well written. I felt like I didn't even have to memorize it. It just kind of poured out in some strange way.
But also, what we were just talking about, you brought a lot of your own ideas and sort of take to that scene, not just with like the script stuff, but just tonally and sort of. That's always just such a blessing as a director. I'm finding that when someone comes in and sort of, they like the same thing that you like about a scene or a character, but they're showing you a totally different way of looking at it or the way that feels most true to them. And I feel like, I just try to never fight that and just always let people kind of, I think everyone here, had a moment like that. We definitely had a couple, where of just the actor being able to input something and, but everyone was very respectful of the material at the same time. And I think that was a really good balance that we struck. At least I felt that way. I hope everyone felt the same. I hope they have a good time in the theater. I think it deals with some gnarly subject matter, but I think that we're trying to deal with it in a way that is sort of forgiving and has this still kind of indie film feeling to it of like it's a good time in the theater, hopefully.